Hi everyone, I'm Noko. Thank you for joining my channel. I have created today a heat building flow to increase circulation of blood, nutrients, oxygen to the muscles and joints. Focus today is on the hips and shoulder girdles. We want to strengthen the muscles around those joints and also lubricate, release some synovial fluids to keep those joints smooth and flexible. Grab your mat, grab a block, and let's do it. We're gonna start either on our knees, if you're more comfortable placing one or even two blocks between your feet, your ankles. You can sit up on the floor, on a block, or on a chair. We're gonna start with some breathing. I'd like to work on Kalababati, but first we'll do some rounds of just deep, slow breathing, inhaling, exhaling in 4 counts. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling. Inhaling nose. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling mouth. Inhaling nose. Exhaling mouth. Let's keep going, the mouth closed. Inhaling. Exhaling, belly in. Inhaling out. Exhaling in. One more. So Kalababati is your breath of fire. It brings oxygen to your body. It builds some heat, and that's what we want to do for our practice. However, if you are pregnant, if you have any heart condition, any lung infections, any lung conditions, this is not for you. So instead of doing your breath of fire, keep doing your abdominal breathing, slow, deep breathing. With Kalababati, we're gonna still do a kind of a slow pace, and we're gonna start with 1 round of 4. If you're not dizzy, then we're gonna add up. So placing one hand on the belly, as you exhale, you want to really pull your belly in. Imagine somebody's punching you in the stomach. Let's start with a round of 4. Back to deep, slow breathing. Keep going your slow breathing. We're gonna do a round of 8. Now if you already feel dizzy, keep doing your slow breathing. Or at any point, if you need to slow down the breath, just stop the Kalababati. Get ready, inhaling. Exhale. Back to slow, deep breathing. I'm going to do a round of 12. One hand on the belly, ready, inhaling, and begin. Back to normal breathing. So you should start feeling a bit warmer already. If you are dizzy, remember, just slow down. Go back to your normal breathing or deep, slow breathing. Let's try one last round of 20 or any count, any round you want. Can be 4, can be 8, or whatever number is fine with you. One hand on the belly, big breath in, and begin. Back to normal breathing, arms up, thumbs in. Let's begin. Hands on the thighs, Inhaling, opening the chest. Exhaling, chin under. Inhaling, opening up. Exhaling, round the upper back. Inhaling, opening the chest, option to open the heart chin, keeping the teeth together. And exhaling, shoulders, this time we tuck the tailbone forward. And tailbone out. Chest out, chin up. Exhaling, back to center. Circle the shoulders. Reverse. Inhaling. Exhaling, sliding the arm sideways. So if you're on your knees and your arm is not reaching the floor, remember your block. Inhaling up. Exhaling, sliding the arm. Lengthening, think of creating space between your ribs. Inhaling, center. One arm on the opposite thigh. Inhaling. Exhaling, twist. So twisting from the waist up. Inhaling, we lengthen the spine. Exhaling, we twist deeper. Back to center. Switching side. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, twist. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhaling, twist. Back to center. And pressing, tilting one ear to one shoulder with or without load. So maybe right here you can feel it. Or you can apply gentle load onto your head. Back to center, chin down. As we bring the chin to the sternum, keep lengthening the spine, pressing those shoulders down. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, tilting the other ear to the shoulder, pressing the opposite shoulder down. Keep lengthening the neck. Option to go a bit deeper. Back to center. Remember, at any point, get into a resting position if necessary. So on our hands and knees, want to make sure that your fingers are spread out. We're going to press really the index and thumbs really into the floor. The more you press them into the floor, the less strain we have on the heels of your hands. I'm going to do a few what I call shoulder shrugs. So from here, elbows remain extended. If you're like me, or hyperextended, okay, from this side is what it looks like. So your elbow is going a little bit too far. That's not healthy on the joint, so you want to kind of bend your knees slightly. So from here, keeping the elbows extended, spreading the shoulder blades apart, rounding the upper back, and then we squeeze the shoulder blades. And spread, and squeeze. Again. Inhaling, exhaling. So as we're doing this, let's keep pressing index and thumbs into the mat. Inhale up, hold it up. So from now on, every time you have your hands on the floor, your forearms, your fists, you want to feel lifted. So when I ask you to feel lifted, that's what it means. You don't want to sink into those shoulders. It's not healthy on the shoulders. This takes a lot of strength. Let's open the knees. Inhaling, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, going a bit further forward. Exhaling down. Inhaling up a bit further forward. And exhaling down. We're warming up those joints. So as your body is getting warmer, you have more blood circulating towards your joints. You release your synovial fluid, which keeps those joints lubricated and moving smoothly. And let's hold it in child pose, really reaching those arms far. Inhaling. The next exhale, pressing the left shoulder towards the floor. You may feel a stretch in the upper back, in the shoulder blades. Stretch an area we don't stretch enough. Inhaling center, exhaling other side. Back to center. So as we're doing this, sometimes we start lifting the tailbone. So make sure you're pushing your hands down. And you can even do it with the elbows wide open, elbows bent, pressing down. Again, inhaling, exhaling left shoulder down. This time we tilt, we turn the head to the right. Inhaling center, exhaling, pressing right shoulder down, turning the chin to the opposite side. Inhaling up on all fours. Index and thumbs pressing down, fingers spread out, lifting those shoulders. And inhaling, exhaling. So the flow is really progressive. We go from the most basic movement to more complex, more challenging. So when you feel that that's your limit, you don't need to try the next move. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And inhaling up, rounding the back. Inhaling cow, shifting forward. Exhaling cat, shifting the hips back. Tailbone tucking forward, chin under. Inhaling, forward. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. All the way down. Walking both hands to the left. I'm going to place my right hand next to my knee. And this time I twist by pressing the left hand down, pressing my right shoulder towards the floor. So you still feel the stretch in the shoulder blades, but even lower in your spine. Center. Switching side. Right hand next to your right knee. And twisting. Back to center, extending those arms, fingers glued into the floor, tucking the tailbone, rounding the back. In, down, in, round, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. So don't think too much about what you're doing, just moving the spine, articulating the vertebrae, creating movement in the spine. So however you do it is fine. Just feeling some movement into the spine. Let's do one more. And child pose. Let's interlace the fingers, making circles in both directions. Okay, working on the stability of the hips, so really building, using actually the strength in our hip and shoulder girdles to stabilize the spine. So if we want to protect the spine, we have to be really strong in our core. The one exercise I like to do, and maybe you've done it with me before, placing a block. We want the block to be as stable as possible. Imagine you have a cup of tea on your block. You don't want to spill it. Let's start onto our forearms. If you don't have a block, you can place your phone or any object, something that's not too stable. So you don't want like a blanket. Okay, so from here, just holding it here and moving the shoulders forward and back. Yeah, let's place one knee down, extending the other leg out. Tucking the toes under, lifting both knees, other side. Tucking both knees. From here, tapping the floor sideways. If you need to place a knee on the floor, you can do it. So you would go one leg at a time. That's another option. And child pose, releasing the block. Let's open the knees wide and let's slide our hands between our knees. If this is uncomfortable, find your favorite child pose. Deep, slow breath. On all fours. So this is another progression. We start with simple exercises and then we add on. Going to place the block again on our low back. So the goal is to maintain this area stable. We don't want to start twisting those hips. So first exercise, inhaling, spreading those shoulder blades, feeling lifted. Remember, if your elbows are overarching, overextending, keep them centered as much as possible, belly lifted, ribs lifted, just sliding left leg in. So this is the first exercise. And we're going to keep adding, and you choose whether or not you're moving on, adding the opposite arm. So we keep contact with the floor without sinking into the shoulder. So this is a good idea again to videotape yourself, because you don't really know if you sink into your shoulder unless you see it. Option to hold it here, to keep going here, or to go a bit further. And center, switching side, leg only. So this is strong, belly is lifted, adding the opposite arm. Lifting off the floor. 2 more. Back to center, let's alternate side, either keeping the contact with the floor or lifting. Inhaling. Exhaling, center. Inhaling. Exhaling, center. Inhaling. Exhaling, center. So really feel lifted into your shoulders. I'm going to hold this one. Now, if you want to go a bit further, you can lift your back foot, your right foot off the floor. Back to center. Other side, lift, hold. Feel the crown of your head reaching straight forward. Option to lift left foot off the floor. Back to center. Let's remove the block. Inhaling cat. Exhaling cat. Opening the knees. Child pose. We've strengthened the spine. We did some movement to lubricate the spine. We're going to keep working on the spine. We also work on strengthening the shoulders. Now let's open up those shoulders a little bit more. So we're going to turn the palms up, up, down, down. If it's uncomfortable on your shoulders, try to bend your elbows. You can even have your elbows close to your knees. Okay. But watch one thing here. I could just twist my hand and my shoulder is not moving. See, my arm here is not moving. So that's another exercise for the wrist. We're not working on the wrist, working on the shoulder. So what I want to do is have my biceps facing up. Let's do one arm. Inhaling, opening. You should feel it right here in the shoulder blades. If you're feeling the wrist, means you're just working the wrist. So look at your biceps. Your armpit. The crease of your elbow should be facing up. Okay, if I'm here, I'm just doing this, it's not facing up. Let's do the other side. And opening. I can definitely feel a difference between both arms. Standing top pose, adding, inhaling up. Let's prepare for a down facing dog, tucking the toes under. Inhaling, lifting the knees, exhaling, easy, down facing dog, the knees bent. Let's press one heel down and switch. So notice as I'm doing this, my shoulders are not moving forward. Inhaling, plank. Exhaling, down facing dog. Inhaling, plank. Feel lifted in your shoulders. Remember the shoulder shrug. Exhaling, down facing. Adding on, inhaling, plank. And start the modified plank underneath. Staff pose. All the way down. Inhaling, baby cobra. Exhaling, we tuck the toes under. Down facing dog. Again, inhaling, plank or modified plank. Staff pose. All the way down. Inhaling, baby cobra. Exhaling, down facing dog. So your knees can be bent, your heels lifted. The main focus is always the spine. Let's walk the hands back, feet are about hip width apart. Soft knees, chest close to the thighs, as close as you're comfortable. If you have your block, hands can be on your block, hands can be on your shins, or even on your thighs. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling down. Two more. Inhaling, halfway lift. Knees can be bent. Tailbone reaching back. Chest forward. Crown of the head reaching forward. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward. Adding on this time. Inhaling, bending the knees. Opening the heart. Exhaling, forward. Inhaling. Knees bent. Looking up. Exhaling, forward. Inhaling. Bend. Exhaling, forward. Walking the hands forward. Into a plank. Feeling lifted into this plank. Holding it right here. Now if you have any issues with your fist, you can always get into with your wrist. If you have any condition with your wrist, it's bothering your wrists are tired, get into your fist. Okay, thumbs point in front or forearms. That's another option. And breathe. Shift the weight forward. Staff pose, hold. Pushing back up, down facing dog. Feet hip width apart. Let's place the knees down. Let's place the block on the low back. Let's get into our plank again. So pick your option, either elbow plank into your fist or hands flat. And extending your leg. pushing the weight forward and back. So I'm basically pressing my toes into the mat, switching side. So you should feel your shoulders warming up. And from here, shifting the weight to one hand, lifting the other. This is where you want your block to remain stable. And child pose. So I like my child pose, my hands through my legs, but that's a personal choice. You can have your fingertips reaching back, but outside the legs. Deep, slow breath. Extending the arms. Adding on. So for those of you who wants to go back to a modification, you can go right here, hold it here, just switching side. If you want a little bit more challenge, what we're going to do is same thing. Let's start with the feet wide open, it's easier. Shoulders spread out, let's shift the weight to one side, other side. Now focus is on the block, not into your hand. And shift and hold. Slowly lift without twisting the block. Back center. Shift, lift, back center. Adding on. Shift, lift, slowly down, down. And from here going back up, we tend to start the movement with the hips. So check that your hips are as stable as possible. Other side, lift, hold, slowly down, down, up, up, knees down, child pose. You can release your block. Reconnecting with the breath. So we're strengthening the shoulders, the chest, the core muscles. And let's keep our forearms onto the mat. Getting into a sphinx. Opening the heart. So same thing, we don't want to sink into our shoulders. Move those shoulders away from the ears. Lifting the chest. Keeping the teeth together as we lengthen the neck. So we're gonna work a bit more on some twists for the spine and hips. I haven't done much for the hips yet. Let's release down, hands under the shoulders. Inhaling cobra, exhaling down, facing dog. Let's draw this left leg halfway up. Let's curl the knee, stacking left hip over right. Now you want to keep your shoulders square. So let's look under our right armpit. You may be able to see your left foot. Inhaling, pulling the knee outside. And opening up. And plank, pulling the knee in between the arms and opening up and down. You can always do this with your right knee down. Crossing the leg, crossing the feet, walking the feet back. Walking forward into a down facing dog. Feet together. Extending right leg, curling right hip over left. Pressing the right shoulder back, looking under the left armpit. Inhaling, plank, right knee on the outside of the right elbow. and twist again. So now let's bring the right knee on the outside of the left leg, crossing the legs and walking the hands back. If it's uncomfortable, just get your feet next to each other without crossing the legs. That's fine too. And releasing the feet, walking the hands forward, down facing dog. Inhaling plank into a staff pose, pushing back up, down facing dog. And inhaling plank, feeling lift into the chest. And staff pose hold, pushing back up, down facing dog. Let's extend this left leg up, pressing the chest back. And extending all the way up, pulling the left thigh to the chest, all the way through runner's lunge. Placing the block on the outside of the left foot, left hand on the block. Preparing for warrior two, so we press the right heel down, making sure that the right knee falls over the ankle. And from here, we're just going to rotate the entire body. Hand can be on the hips, can be extended up, reaching forward. I like to have it behind my spine to open up my spine a little bit more. Breathing here. You can gaze down or up. Slowly releasing the arm, extending the leg, triangle. Same thing, can have your arm up, around. You can reach one or both arms forward if you want to challenge yourself. If so, make sure you engage in your core muscles. And breathe. If you need to keep both knees bent and one knee bent, that's fine. Thinking of opening the heart to the sky. Let's bend the left knee, releasing the right hand down on the outside, on the inside of the left foot. From here, shifting the weight, and you cross the legs for a side plank. Modifications to place one knee down. Again, pick your option. And facing front, plank, staff pose. Let's go all the way down. Inhaling, cobra. Exhaling, down facing dog. Let's work on the other side. Extending this right leg. Keep pressing the chest back. And pulling this right thigh into the chest, contracting the abdominals, runner's lunge. Pressing the tailbone down. Placing the block on the outside of the foot. Right hand on the block, left foot flat, and opening up the chest. Again, different options with the arms on the hip, around, extended, whatever works for you. Main concern is disalignment and opening up the heart. Breathe. With our next exhale, see if we can extend this front knee. We push the hips back. And again, option to extend both arms forward, hand on the hip, around. Breathe. Creating length in the spine. See if you can anchor your front foot into the floor and lengthen, reaching the crown of your head forward. From here, bending this front knee, left hand next to the foot, we can release this block. Preparing for our side plank. Any option again. Lifting those ribs. Front plank. Staff pose. Pushing back up, down, facing down. Child pose. Breathe. Connecting with the breath. Let's do a little bit more for the hips. Coming up on all fours. So different options. If you have any knee concerns, conditions, you'll just stay in your chair. Otherwise, we'll go into a deep squat. So tucking the toes under. Walking the hands back. So either from here, feet hip width apart. If you're going to the chair, we just bend the knees, hands on the thighs. You can hold it right here. Or if you're going into your full squat, you can open the feet as wide as the mat, toes out, and bring the hips down, opening the knees out. Opening the heart. Always creating length in the spine, in the neck, pressing the shoulders down. If you're in the chair, same thing, lengthening the spine. We breathe. Yeah, I know it can be challenging in the chair. So just notice how you approach your challenge mentally. Are you giving up? Are you straining yourself when you should take a break? One more deep breath. And forward fold. Holding it here. Inhaling halfway lift. Exhaling fold. Inhaling halfway lift. Softening the knees, opening the heart. Exhaling fold. Inhaling, opening and bending. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, opening the heart. Exhaling, fold. Walking the hands into down facing dog. Lifting the heels, rounding the back, and placing the knees down. So let's sit down, legs crossed, with a block in front of us. You can even have, if you have a big pillow, you can even place it on top of the block. We just want to roll forward and relax those shoulders. If we don't have a big pillow, we can use a block to relax either the forearms, the forehead. So there's absolutely no control here, just relaxing forward. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. A few more like this. Slowly rolling up. Extending those legs, shaking the legs. Switching leg. Elbows, forehead, anything that works for you. One more deep slow breath. And with the next exhale, really taking the time to press the hands against the floor, rolling out vertebrae by vertebrae, with the head coming up last. Sitting straddle with the knees bent initially. So what I'd like to focus on is always the spine. If you notice your shoulders are falling behind your hips, what we want to do is try to tilt those hips forward. So you use your hands, try to bring those hip bones forward and the tailbone back. Now if you're right here, you don't need to use your hands, you can just grab your ankles. As you grab your ankle, use them to lift. What I like to do is use my elbows to push my knees back and press my chest up, lengthen my low back, really tilting the hip bones. I'm going to do the same thing with the knees extended. So find whatever works for you. You want to spread your legs out. You start by doing the same thing with the shoulders. So if your shoulders are back here, try to tilt your tailbone back, hip bones forward. A lot of time what we see is people want to reach the floor, so they round the spine from the waist up. Instead, we want to maintain the length in the spine and basically tilt the pelvis forward. Feel free to keep a micro bend in the knees. If you feel really stiff in your low back, fold a blanket under your hips. So your hips are elevated and it really helps tilt the tailbone forward. Let's flex the ankles and point. And flex. And point. And just relax your legs completely. Creating space in those vertebrae, lengthening. Focus on tilting the pelvis forward. Big breath into the nose. Opening the mouth. Big breath in, we lengthen the spine. Big breath out, we relax. Let's walk those hands back. Let's shake the legs. Cross those legs. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and don't forget to leave me a comment, to subscribe if you are new, to pass the video around to anybody who may enjoy it. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Big breath in. Mouth open. Two more like this. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Peace and love to all living beings. Namaste.